Today I'll be talking about some of my favourite books, and there's a lot of books in this series, but today I'll be talking about the first book in the series. It's called Shatter, and it's written by Tahara Mafi. It was written on the 2nd of April 2012, and I really like it because of the characteristics of the characters and how she expresses the emotions through the characters. And I'll just be talking about what happens. So it starts off where this girl is in an asylum because she has telekinesis and a lot of abilities, but the world finds it kind of strange. So she's in this cell, and she just talks about how she's been there for a year and how lonely it's been. But then she gets a cellmate, and the cellmate tries to befriend her, but since she hasn't touched anyone or talked to anyone in 365 days, so she finds it extremely weird and strange. And then I think it was 2 weeks after they met, she gets released from her prison cell, and she gets introduced into a whole new world, and she's never realized she's been in such a big place. So to break down, because you're not going to understand what's going to be like. So the world is it has 7 continents, right? And each continent is ruled by a supreme commander, and she's in North America right now, and she's in sector 45. There's over 3,000 sectors in the whole world. Each continent has sectors ruled by a chief commander, and she's in sector 45 in North America. And since she has abilities that is really supernatural and no one's ever heard before, people are trying to use it against her. So they're trying to use it for their own ability. So they're trying to use her as a weapon, and to make her fight against other people. So she does. So she gets forced into fighting against her will, and she doesn't want to do that. But eventually, she she has to play by the rules, and she has to do it. But since it's not to her liking, she decides to run away with her friends from a friend she knew ages ago. And that's basically the first book. And I'll be just talking about my favourite character. So my favourite character in it is the girl, obviously, because I find her very sweet and naive. She just plays by the rules, and she just she's been even if the world's against her, every time she just tries to be sweet to everyone. And I find that's a really good characteristic of someone, because even if the world keeps bringing her down, she just she's still so sweet, and I find it very adorable. But also she meets another character, and his name is Kenji, and they become close friends. And then yeah, it's just she just finds another home within the world, because she's never known anyone, and she was adopted, and she was transferred from half across the world. So she found another home in America, and that was basically her story. But still, there's since there's 5 more books, you're gonna unearth a lot more about her journey and where she's actually from. And I'm excited to talk about the other books, because I think they have more of her story and more of what happens to her than the first book. Because the first book just explains how she feels, and just the first book explains how she feels and what's happened to her, and how much betrayal she's had through her life. But I feel in the other books you get to find out more about why people do it to her, and she just feels more powerful in the other books. She's not just such a sad, weak person anymore. She enhances her own powers and uses it against the people that hurt her. But she doesn't. She's a very amazing supernatural being, and she just uses her powers. She uses her powers of her own will, and she does it over her own choices. She doesn't let anyone else tell her what to do, and she finds more friendships, and I like that a lot about this series.